Miami Heat Nation, what is going on? So in today's video, we are going to be doing a mock trade. And this is not my trade. I do want to shout out one of my boys, Anthony Donardo. He came up with this trade and we're going to be reacting to it. And you guys are going to let me know in the comment sections what you guys think about it. But before we do start today's video, if you guys enjoy Miami Heat content, we upload every single day. So definitely drop us up, and I appreciate that so much. We got a big year ahead of us. Also, please drop a like and comment down. So he says, this team has forced me to stay up past 1 a.m. working the trade machine. And so he says that he could have a great win now / future core of the Fox, Harold, PJ, and Bam. The Kings get 3 first-round picks, two second-round picks, and young pieces for Fox. And the Mavs get contending lineup of Luka, Kai, Clay, Jimmy, and Lively. And the Lakers get their big. So I'm going to just be explaining everything of how I feel. So let's start off with the Lakers, and then we'll get to the Miami Heat. So we'll kind of go in a row, so you definitely guys are going to want to stick around. So the Lakers, they get their big. They always needed a big, and that's how they win championships with Anthony Davis, Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee. That's how they won. So getting Daniel Gafford next to Anthony Davis makes perfect sense. So I like that for them. Now, the big move right here, starting off with the Dallas Mavericks, they get Jimmy Butler and Alec Burks. Now, obviously, Jimmy Butler is not going to be traded no more, but he could possibly be traded during the offseason if we don't give him a contract extension. And maybe the Mavericks want to go all in and get Jimmy. And so they get Jimmy and Alec Burks. And to be honest, the Dallas Mavericks, they pretty much came out and said it's championship or bust. I heard PJ Washington say that, and we all know they lost last year. And, you know, they lost a couple pieces. Their team is still good, still competitive. Luka's dealing with injuries. But adding Jimmy Butler to the team would definitely help them compete against the Boston Celtics. We all know what Jimmy Butler does to the Boston Celtics. And then adding a good role-playing Alec Burks whenever he plays good basketball with the Miami Heat. Whatever team he goes to, the Pistons. I remember, you know, the Knicks, he's one of their best scorers coming off the bench. So the Dallas Mavericks, you know, I'm sure they'll like getting Jimmy and Alec Burks. Now, for the Sacramento Kings, they get Terry Rozier, obviously, for contract purposes, Jaime, Nikola Jovic, and Cam Reddish, but they also get 1 first-round pick from 2025 second-round pick. Well, obviously, I just said it, so they get, you know, 3 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks. So, pretty much for the Kings, you move on from De'Aaron Fox. As soon as you move on from De'Aaron Fox, the future's not as bright. And so they're going to need a bright future. They're going to need a lot of assets, and they're going to need a lot of draft capital. And that's what they receive, a lot of picks. And they get 2 young players in Jaime and Jovic, which we already seen Jaime be a great player in this league besides, you know, dealing with injuries. We've seen Jovic play some really good basketball. And as a Miami Heat fan, yes, I'm going to give up both of these players for a superstar player or a star player like De'Aaron Fox. And Terry Rozier, of course, has been struggling dramatically. We need a point guard, and De'Aaron Fox fixed that situation. The only thing is, I'm not too sure if the Sacramento Kings would want to take this deal. There's probably better offers like the Houston Rockets or maybe the Golden State Warriors. So this one is in question for the Kings part because the Kings are pretty much giving up the most, and they're receiving a lot, but you know how organizations be, they'll be a little bit stingy when it comes to the Miami Heat, of course, right? And then we got the Miami Heat where they received De'Aaron Fox, PJ Washington, Maxi Kleber, Gabe Vincent, and Najee Marshall. Now, man, if this trade happened, I would be screaming. The fact that we get all this good role players and De'Aaron Fox, it seems a little bit too good to be true, right? Obviously, the big deal of it is getting elite point guard Swiper, adding him to a Tyler, PJ, and Bam future, which is great. I like the idea of it. We get younger. Obviously, we get faster. So that's good. And then with PJ Washington, averaging about 12 points a game, 7 rebounds, 2.2 assists, shooting 45% from the field, 6'6", power forward. These are the numbers for the year. The last 10, he's shooting 41% from the three-point line. His regular season average is about 39% from the three-point line. And he's always been a solid rebounder. So a nice floor spacing forward next to Bam. I'm not a big fan of PJ Washington just because he be talking crazy, but I do think he fits Heat culture perfectly. And to get a high-tier role player like this is what we always been wanting. We're getting players like Nazir Little. I'd rather get a player like PJ Washington who makes instant impact for the Dallas Mavericks, as you've seen when they made it to the finals. And his contract is also smooth. We have him until 2026, making about $15 million, and his contract's getting lower each year, so you can definitely sign him to an extension if he plays well. And then you get Najee Marshall, who's a nice role player who stepped up for the Dallas Mavericks when PJ Washington was out. dealing with injury, put 11 points. His toughness, his gritness is awesome. 53% for the field. He doesn't mess around. He punch you some Nurkic in the face. That's the type of players you want on your team. And then in the last 10 games, the dude's shooting 41% from the three-point line, 87% from the free throw line. That's the stuff you like to see. Regular season only shooting 31%, but as you see, when players are out, he steps up. And so going back to this trade, I do like it. A lot of people probably don't want to give up on Jimmy, but I love this move, man. I think we get a lot of great role players. I think the Lakers like what they get. I think Dallas likes what they get. Only one that's questionable is the Sacramento Kings. So yeah, let me know what you guys think and follow for more Miami content.